All right, cube 6 is the second cube that we're going to start from scratch. To do that, we're going to utilize some sticks. So we're not using boards anymore. So to start making a stick, I'm going to do the rectangle tool with R on my keyboard. Click to start. Now with this one, I don't want my rectangle to start by going in the blue dimension. I'm going to choose a different dimension, either the red or the green. So to do that, I'm going to use the left arrow key to try the green. I actually don't want the green in this case, so I'll do the red. So that's going to be the right arrow. And I'm just going to indicate the general direction I want my rectangle to go. And our sticks that we're utilizing for this project are 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to simply type 1/8 and then a comma, and then 1/8 again. Press enter, and you can see it's pretty small. What we'll do now is use push-pull and pull it 3 inches. We're essentially making cube 1 again, which was a perfect cube, but this time out of 1/8 inch sticks. Now, because I've made this a stick, I need to next make it a group. So triple click on it, right click, and make it a group, or use your keyboard shortcut. Next, I need to copy this thing over to ensure that the total length is 3 inches. So there's a couple ways I can do this. The first way is to draw a reference line like we did before that's 3 inches long. Now I can utilize that to say, okay, I need the left edge of this stick to be at the very end of this line, and then I need the right edge of my copy to be at the right end of that line, thus ensuring the whole thing is 3 inches. Now, if I know my math, though, what I can do is I can copy this over and take into account the thickness of the stick, which is 1/8. So I'll take 3 inches minus 1/8 of an inch, which would give me 2 7/8. If I check that now with my line, you can see at the bottom right it is in fact 3 inches. So either way is fine, but now I have my 2 sticks which are parallel. What I'm doing essentially is making the bottom surface. So now I'm going to come to this edge, click once and go down, and I'm actually just going to look for this diagonal. That diagonal tells me that it's a perfect square, and you can check in the bottom right to see that it is 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch. Click, then I'll use push-pull and extend that stick to the other side. Because it's a brand new stick, I need to triple click on it again and make it a group. I'll then copy this one over to the other side. And now I have the entire bottom of my cube done, which is essentially just 4 sticks. These sticks in the middle, because they're sandwiched in between these on the end, are 2 3/4 long. That's because I subtracted 1/8 of an inch here and 1/8 of an inch here. So 1/8 plus 1/8 is equal to 1/4, so 3 inches minus 1/4 is 2 3/4. Next, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the verticals, and I know that I'm going to have essentially these 4 sticks on the very top. And so my vertical sticks, or my columns, are going to be in between them. So it's really easy now that I have these 2 sticks in combination because I can use them as a reference for making my verticals. I'm going to use the rectangle tool and click from the corner and go to this interior corner. That's a perfect 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch square. I'll then pull it up 2 3/4 of an inch, make it a group, and then I'll just simply copy this around to the other sides. Now, to work efficiently, I think it's best to select both of these sticks at the same time and copy them over, making sure to smartly select my base point. Cool. Now all I need to do is select these 2. I held shift there to get them both, and make sure I copy from the bottom of my sticks all the way to the top. Now just to double check this, I'll click on the top, go all the way to the bottom, and we are getting a perfect 3 by 3 by 3 cube. Lastly, I haven't colored this one yet, so I'm going to hit B to pull up my brush tool, or my paint bucket tool. I always say brush. And I'm going to color them in the same direction that my cube 5 planes were going. So let me go over here. I'll grab my cube 5 just as a reference here. And so if you look, the yellow pieces, right, are sort of going, let's say, to the right and left here. Right? Or let's just say to the right. And so I'm going to do the same thing for my sticks. So I'm going to choose yellow here. Have them all going in the same direction. My blue walls are going, let's say, left. So I'm going to choose blue. Do the same thing for the sticks that are going left. And I'll just leave the vertical ones as white. So now I have cube 6, which is a perfect 3 by 3 by 3, just using sticks.